In today's video, we're diving into some exciting updates, including Tesla's recent price reductions in the US and how this could impact their global pricing strategy. So, sit back, relax, and let's dive into the latest news and updates from the world of Tesla. Recent price drops for Tesla models in the United States. Last week, they dropped the prices of all their models by 2% to 6%. Both Model 3 and Model Y, which qualify for federal subsidies, were discounted by $1,000 and $2,000 respectively. On the other hand, Model S and Model X, which are not eligible for federal subsidies, saw a price drop of $5,000. If you reside in the US, this could be the most affordable time in history to purchase a Model 3 or Model Y when you factor in the tax refund. Nonetheless, it's unclear if Tesla will continue to reduce its prices in the future. However, if you're interested in the standard Model 3, please note that its federal subsidy will be reduced by half on April 18th because it uses Chinese-made LFP batteries, which don't comply fully with federal tax refund regulations. Considering recent price declines and inventory levels, is this the best opportunity to buy a Tesla? The recent price reductions for the Model 3 and Model Y may not be substantial, but the $7,500 government subsidy could be advantageous. However, inventory cars for all four Tesla models are still available, indicating that Tesla's inventory is under duress. This is especially true for the Model S and Model X, neither of which qualify for government subsidies. If the price of a Tesla drops by more than $4,000 in the future, it may be advantageous to delay before purchasing one. Recommendations for those considering to purchase Tesla. If you're considering purchasing a Tesla, first you should be aware that despite the company's record-breaking delivery figures in the most recent quarter, they are still working to improve their production capabilities. In addition, due to the current state of the global economy, many individuals cannot afford Tesla's current prices. This was highlighted by TSMC's recent announcement that their revenue fell dramatically in March, signaling a possible economic downturn. Before spending money during such circumstances, it is prudent to exercise caution and ensure you have sufficient emergency funds. Those in the US who are interested in purchasing the Model Y should note that there is a new car model available, but it is actually the standard four-wheel drive Model Y that used to only appear in the inventory area. It may be the only car model currently equipped with the new 4680 battery, but there isn't much difference in driving it compared to the Model Y equipped with a 2170 battery. Its 0 to 60 acceleration is even slightly lower than the long-range version of the Model Y, and its range is lower. However, it can save you $3,000 if you're not planning on using it for long-distance travel. Aside from deciding which Tesla model to buy, it's also important to consider privacy issues. Recently, there have been reports about a former Tesla employee revealing private messages about footage recorded by Tesla vehicles of ordinary car owners' private scenes. While there hasn't been any video evidence yet, lawyers have filed a class action lawsuit against Tesla regarding this issue. It's important to stay informed and make your own judgments about these matters. Privacy concerns with Tesla's in-car tracking system and the future of FSD. In the past, you may have covered your car's cameras with tape. Even though Tesla says it understands people's privacy worries and processes images anonymously, a vehicle's parking time and location can still be used to find out personal information. Reports from the past few months also say that Tesla workers can look at recorded images of cars, which may show private or even embarrassing moments of car owners. Despite these worries, Tesla keeps making new technologies, such as the ability to change the volume of the speakers and the warmth of the seat. Upcoming updates to Tesla's steering wheel future energy storage expansion. Tesla is working on a software update that will add controls for the camera app and brightness controls to the steering wheel. Tesla wants to construct the world's second largest massive energy storage plant in Shanghai, demonstrating the company's commitment to this emerging market. However, as the 2024 US and Chinese presidential elections near, there may be political ramifications for the company's growth in both countries. This is something that needs close monitoring. Even if you try to avoid getting involved in politics, you could find some of this information useful. And that completes our video for today. We hope you enjoyed learning the incredible updates of Tesla. Which of them are you most excited about? Tell us in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Tech Bros for more content such as this.